Hey, yo, what's good? I'm gonna make a response to Ghetto Superstars video. It's called "What is the standards to the best boxer?" or "Who is the best boxer?" Something of the like. Yeah, it's called YTBC. What is the what is the standards for being the best boxer? And I love these videos, man. I love the interaction, the response videos, all that. That's why I started making videos because I want you guys to comment. I want you guys to leave your thoughts. I want you guys to make response videos to what I say. And I love it. I love it. And the homie Ghetto Superstar is always showing me love, always showing this channel love. So if you haven't subscribed to him, go ahead, subscribe to him right after this video. Right now, put it on another window or something. But yeah, you raised the question. You raised a good question. He raised several questions on this video. Very, very, very good video. He said, "Could boxing become mainstream?" Among other stuff. I'll probably make a another video or two more uh, regarding your other questions that you raised during this 30-minute long video. But you said, "Can boxing become mainstream?" And I originally was gonna say no, because of all the things wrong with boxing, right? Of course, the judges, the multiple championships, it's just so confusing how complicated boxing would be to a new audience. Like you said, like so many champions. You said there's 17 division and like 72 different champions, man. That's just insane. But then I thought to myself, do boxing fans even want boxing to become mainstream? Think about it. Do we, as hardcores or YTBC fans, even want boxing to become in the mainstream? Do we want? I know boxing's been getting loved by the NBC and Spike TV so far, and it's been getting decent ratings, right? But do we want people like Skip Bayless and what's his name, Stephen A. Smith, talking about boxing like that? I know a lot of you guys in the YTBC get annoyed by that. I know I do. Like these guys, they're sports broadcasters, and they're talking about boxing like they cover boxing, like they know boxing. Like if we're a different category, we're not categorized in sports. We're boxing. We're boxing fans, right? And I don't think boxing fans want boxing to become mainstream. Cause when Mayweather Pacquiao was announced, I just heard a collective groan. I saw it on Twitter. I saw you guys talking about it. Oh, the casuals. Here comes the casuals talking like they know boxing, or you know like when you have to explain something about boxing to someone else, you're like, ugh, I have to explain this because they don't know anything about the sport, the sweet science. And we're so stuck up, man. We're so stuck up about boxing. So you tell someone you're a boxing fan, and they're like, oh, yeah, Mayweather, whatever. And then you tell them, oh, Mayweather's not the only important thing, right? You try to tell them the great things about the sport, and then, but if all they want to talk about is Mayweather or Pacquiao, you're like, you know, you're not a fan of the sport. You tell them you're not a fan. You're just a fanboy, right? We're against fanboys. We're against casuals, and a lot of times these guys they 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 overlap, right? Fanboys and casuals, they only follow one fighter. But why are we against that? Why are we against fanboys? Why are we against casuals as long as the conversation isn't, negative and racist? I know a lot of Pacquiao fans and Mayweather fans have a lot of racism in between them. Uh, have a lot of racism and hate in the comments, and I don't like it. I hate that. But those casuals or Pacquiao fans or Mayweather fans that aren't racist, What's wrong with them being fans of boxing? What's wrong with them just supporting one fighter, watching boxing once a year? I I'm a I'm a Chargers fan, okay? I'm a Chargers fan. Yeah, leave your comments about how much they suck, whatever. But I'm not a football fan, not anymore. I used to watch football, but got way too complicated. So many rules. See what rules and all this complicated stuff in the sport. See what it does? It drives people away. But that's something else. But that's why I stopped watching football. But I still watch the Chargers sometimes. But no one's gonna be like, oh, you don't know anything about football or all this stuff. Because you're allowed to support your team. So if your team is Mayweather, if your team is Pacquiao, why can't I just support Pacquiao? You know? But I think I have a feeling that us fans on the internet, us boxing fans, us hardcores, like we like to talk about, we want to talk about our Gennady Golovkins and our Keith Thurmans and our Chocolatito Gonzalez, we want to talk about those guys, right? And want to get people interested in them. But I feel like if we're talking to them and they don't know who they are, they're like, you don't know anything about the sport. And if they don't, or they know a little bit less, you don't want to explain it. So how could our sport grow if we don't even want it to grow? And that's how I believe, and that's what I believe even for myself. Like, I don't want people that don't know anything about boxing commenting about the sport that I watch, the sport that I love, the sport that I watch religiously. I don't want them talking about that like they know about it. And, if you look at a lot of my favorites or likes or whatever, I listen to a lot of underground hip hop. I don't like that stuff that's being played on the radio or whatever. But I also feel like if what I listen to was on the radio, it'd be kind of saturated because the artist that I listen to was mine. Not not in a weird way, but like I feel like I discovered it, or like it should be. How could I? It's for me, me, and for our fans. We have a bond. Us boxing fans have a bond that I don't think bringing it to the mainstream that those people in the mainstream could understand. So, though I am glad that there is big time fighters that get a lot of media attention, like the Mayweathers, Pacquiao's, Marquez, and I hope that guys like Gennady Golovkin and Keith Thurman get more exposure. But I like having them to myself. I like being one to say I'm a Triple G fan. My profile on Twitter, Esco State of Mind, if you wanna follow me, it's me and Triple G. When I saw him at the forum in Englewood. And people be like, oh, who's that? I'm like, it's Gennady Golovkin, world champion, future pound for pound king. Watch out for him. Because it's my discovery as a boxing fan. We discovered it together. We share this bond. And I feel that if boxing was in the mainstream, it'd be a completely different sport. All right, buddy, what are your thoughts? Do you want boxing to become mainstream? Because listen to myself right now, my demented mind. I don't want boxing to become mainstream. I want it all to myself. I want to have it all to me. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Can boxing become mainstream? I know we all know all the problems within boxing, all the governing bodies and regulation and different rules. Mayweather can make the rules decide what his opponent wears. What other sport could that happen? But regardless of all that, even if boxing could become mainstream or none of that negativity existed, I don't think any of us within the YTBC or the hardcore community would want boxing to become mainstream. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, please. Thumbs up. Just rate. All right. Peace.